Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're digging into a really interesting modern relationship philosophy.
Yeah, we're looking at the world created by author Blaise Onfaya and
Wow.
her Fi relationship podcast.
Exactly. And the sources we've analyzed, well, they really pull back the curtain on an approach that claims to get away from all that tired, kind of outdated advice we hear all the time.
That's right. So our mission here is pretty clear. We're unpacking this specific guide to connection. It's spiritually grounded, but also seems extremely practical.
Hmm.
And I think the biggest takeaway right from the start is that the core of this whole system, which runs under the banner Royal Love Entertainment, it isn't really about finding a partner.
Oh, interesting. What's it about then?
It's about starting some, profound personal healing and accepting this idea of radical accountability for your own life, your
Is it
choices.
radical accountability? And that connects to a really powerful goal she states, right? While the podcast aims to promote healthy relationships, the biggest stated goal seems to be tackling the current social climate. Specifically, ending the gender wars.
A huge goal.
Yeah. It's trying to create this safe space, it seems, where people can honestly talk about connection issues, without all the blame and baggage that usually just tanks those conversations.
And that initial aha moment for anyone diving into this material, I think, is realizing that this approach just refuses to offer quick fixes. No surface level tips here.
Right.
It really insists the only way forward is getting to the root of your own internal stuff. Healing first.
So skipping the healing is basically setting yourself up for failure.
That's the idea. Any foundation you try to build will be shaky, and that's why accountability is such a constant, sometimes almost confrontational theme in her work.
Okay, let's unpack that philosophical foundation she calls royal love. What's
Well,
it built on?
it seems to be built on a strong, self-focused belief system. Things like the live and let live philosophy,
Hmm.
putting God first and critically loving yourself.
But here's something that really jumped out at me, especially for a relationship guide.
What's that?
She makes it super clear that not everyone has to be in a romantic relationship to be fulfilled.
Yeah, that is pretty neat. It's a powerful message of, like, self-sufficiency.
Totally. So, how does this connect to starting a relationship if you choose to?
Well, this is where the reframing of readiness comes in. It's fascinating. Before you even try to look for a healthy connection, the philosophy says you have to complete two critical, very personal tasks.
Okay, what are they?
First, you absolutely must heal past hurts and trauma,
Right, the deep work.
the deep work. And second, you have to accept accountability for the parts you've played in past relationship failures.
Ah, so it's not just about what happened to you.
Exactly. It moves beyond just being the victim. It asks, yes, you were hurt, but what part did your unhealed self play in, maybe? The chaos that followed.
That's a tough question for a lot of people, I imagine.
It is, and she directly addresses a common result of trauma generalizing,
Mm.
thinking all men are,
Hmm.
or all women do.
Hmm.
She warns explicitly, understand that all women and all men did not hurt you.
So don't project your past onto new people.
Precisely. She argues it's fundamentally unfair to label and, well, punish new individuals based on what others did way back when.
And that's how the healing process is supposed to help end the gender wars, by treating people as individuals.
That seems to be the mechanism, yes.
Yeah.
Insisting you see the person in front of you, not just a ghost from your past.
It makes a lot of sense, actually. This whole philosophy seems to demand a pause. Like, slow down.
Be patient, yeah. Take time to actually know yourself and know others at your own pace.
Like, trust your gut.
Always trust your gut. It feels like an antidote to that, anxiety-fueled rush to lock things down we see so much online.
Okay, so once that self-work is happening, what then? How do you build with someone?
Right, the focus shifts.
Yeah.
Blaise Onfaya identifies 4 specific elements as the non-negotiable pillars for solid foundation.
4 pillars. Okay.
And they require partners who are genuinely interested and actually ready to build.
What are the 4?
Respect, honest communication, loyalty, and reciprocation.
Okay, those sound familiar maybe, like standard relationship goals. What makes them different in this royal love framework?
I think it's the emphasis on consistency and depth. Take reciprocation. It's highlighted over just, say, compromise.
How so?
It's not just about doing something back because they did something. It's framed as a mutual, sustained commitment to growth, to effort, to building toward the same future.
So they're active commitments, not just passive expectation.
Exactly, which raises that interesting question you mentioned.
Yeah, if it's all about consistent growth, what happens to people who maybe stall out or
Yeah.
just aren't ready for those 4 pillars?
Well, the source material uses some incredibly strong language there.
I noticed. Tell us about that.
It's exceptionally direct. People who aren't consistently willing to participate in that healthy growth and reciprocation, they're explicitly labeled haters and blessing blockers.
Wow.
Very
Blessing blockers. That sounds pretty intense.
It is intense.
Especially coming from a philosophy that starts with live and let live. Isn't calling someone a blessing blocker kind of judgmental itself?
It's definitely assertive, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think within this system, it serves a very clear boundary-setting function.
Okay, explain that.
If the ultimate goal is royal love, this state of genuine reciprocal fulfillment, then anything or anyone preventing you from reaching that state is seen as an active obstacle, a blocker.
Right.
So by using that strong label, blessing blocker, the philosophy kind of empowers the person doing the work to swiftly and clearly cut ties.
Cut ties with anyone not matching that healthy energy.
Exactly. It's framed as radical self-preservation, maybe more than just judgment.
Okay, that helps contextualize some of the book titles too, like the Lovers and Haters Relationship Guidebook series. It really does frame things in terms of builders versus blockers.
It does. And we should probably mention the course giving him something to value.
Right, the title sounds traditional, but the description suggests something else.
Yeah, it's described as a new age approach, moving beyond outdated roles, rooting connection in a strong spiritual foundation, not just, traditional expectations.
And looking at the other book titles, The Ugly Side of Healing, Gender Wars, To Have and to Heal, you definitely get the sense this isn't light reading.
No, definitely not gentle, fluffy self-help.
Yeah.
This is about facing hard truths, sometimes painful stuff, to get to something authentic and lasting.
Speaking of real-life pain points and confrontations, let's pivot.
Okay.
Let's talk about one of the interactive segments she uses on the podcast, relationship rulings.
Ah, yes, the listener dilemmas.
Exactly. They tackle some hot-button issues, and the classic one she poses is it okay to go through your partner's phone?
The phone question always stirs things up.
Right, and this segment really highlights the different perspectives she includes.
It does. It shows a contrast between that ideal healed state and the emotional reality many people are still living in. We get 3 really distinct takes on trust, suspicion, accountability.
So let's break those down. First, Blaze on Faya's own view. How does she answer the phone question?
Her perspective seems rooted in security and transparency. She says she only goes through her own phone,
Okay.
and if she feels something's off, she addresses it directly with her partner, face to face.
No snooping?
Apparently not. She says she's open about her own phone, but if her partner gets defensive or pressed, as she puts it, about that openness,
Yeah.
well, then she'd suspect they might be hiding something.
So the defensiveness itself is the red flag.
Seems so. And
Well-
from that point, she says she doesn't check their phone. She starts watching for clues or confirmations that the universe sends.
Interesting. Very calm, secure, trusting her intuition.
Highly confident, yeah. Then you have Nikki Love.
Okay, what's her take? It sounds different.
Very different. Hers is reciprocal and highly aggressive. She says she operates on an I wish a ninja would type of time.
Huh. Okay, so what does that mean in practice?
Equal access. If he expects access to her phone, she absolutely expects access to his. No exceptions.
Stands on business, as she says.
Exactly. And she's clear. If she finds anything, it's over. Instantly. Kick rocks with the quickness like NetXT.
Wow. Zero tolerance.
Zero tolerance. And then the third perspective.
That's wreak havoc. Her approach is described as instinctual and retaliatory.
Retaliatory, how so?
She says she only checks if her gut screams something fishy is going on. She doesn't just snoop randomly.
Okay, so gut feeling first. But what if she finds something?
That's when wreak havoc mode activates. Her goal isn't just to leave, apparently. It's to show him who can play the game better.
Ooh, okay. So, retaliation. Playing the game.
Yeah. It's a fascinating contrast, those 3 views.
It really is a perfect illustration of that journey from healing to royal love, isn't it?
How do you mean?
Well, Blaze seems to represent the healed, secure partner, trusts intuition, addresses conflict directly.
Right.
Nikki and Reek, while expressing very real, very relatable feelings, that anger, that suspicion, they demonstrate responses driven by aggression and retaliation.
Which are maybe the kinds of unhealed behaviors the philosophy aims to move people beyond.
It's exactly the kind. It shows that the path involves acknowledging those feelings, but
Yeah.
choosing a different, more secure response.
It also shows that even a philosophy centered on self-love and healing still acknowledges that those retaliatory instincts are really powerful for people.
Oh, absolutely. The conversation accepts they exist. But the overall philosophy is definitely guiding the listener towards Blaze's more secure position, away from the play the game mindset.
Okay, stepping back from the podcast content for a moment, let's just briefly touch on the creator's wider world.
Sure, Blaze on Fire founded Royal Love Entertainment.
Right. And it's not just about relationships. It works with a whole range of artists, authors, comedians, DJs, musicians, content creators.
Yeah, a diverse group. And she has a special interest in supporting local artists from Tallahassee, Florida, which is her hometown.
And there's even Royal Love Kennels.
Yes, which she owns, featuring Majesty, who's
Yeah.
described quite specifically.
I remember this. A 4-month-old mixed breed, Chow Chow mother, Bull Mastiff father.
That's the one. Shiny black coat, white patch on his chest, shaped like a cross. Very memorable detail.
So why is this wider enterprise important to understanding the core philosophy?
I think this diverse portfolio is actually key. It shows the Royal Love vision extends way beyond just romance.
Into community, art.
Community building, artistic expression, even nurturing life, like with the kennel. The fact that the content ranges so widely from something like Tantra's embrace exploring physicality to 31 Days of Prayer focusing on spiritual structure, it all reinforces this core idea.
Which is?
That true deep connection isn't siloed. It's not just one thing.
It's holistic, touching spiritual, physical, emotional, even social healing.
Exactly. Which loops back to why the work demands so much introspection and personal growth before partnership can really even start successfully.
Right. Okay, so wrapping this deep dive up, what's the main takeaway for you?
For me, it shows that the path to what she calls royal love, or really any fulfilling connection, requires moving past the easy answers, the platitudes.
And embrace.
Embracing radical accountability, really committing to that deep, sometimes ugly, personal healing, and actively rejecting those generalizations we tend to build up based on past hurts.
That's a great summary. And as you, the listener, reflect on this whole healing journey, think specifically about those 3 responses to the phone trust dilemma.
Yeah, think about the cost of carrying that unhealed pain. Remember Wreak Havoc's quote about activating her mode to play the game better? If the foundation of royal love really requires building respect, honest communication, and doing that hard healing work, the stuff from the ugly side of healing,
Then what's the cost?
what does it ultimately cost you to hold on to that urge to play the game better when your gut screams something's wrong, instead of maybe choosing that path of healthy self-preservation and accountability?
That really is the tension, isn't it? The choice between reaction and response.
That seems to be the core tension right at the heart of this whole philosophy, something to definitely mull over.